Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here from simpleprogrammer.com. Hey, I just want to give a quick thanks to one of our sponsors at Simple Programmer, which is Dev Mountain Bootcamp. You should go check them out. The link is in the description. They are a coding bootcamp and they can teach you web development, iOS development, UX design, a lot of good stuff. I get a lot of feedback from a lot of you out there that email me and have told me about Dev Mountain, so I decided to check them out myself. And I like what I found. I like their programs. They offer some 12-week intensive programs. They also offer some after-hours programs, which I know that some of you will like. So go check them out. You can see the link in the description below, Dev Mountain Bootcamp, and a big thank you to them for sponsoring Simple Programmer. So I got a question called, why do I suck at debugging? This is interesting, and this is from Antoinette. And Antoinette says, I am in a coding camp for full stack Microsoft .NET plus JavaScript, and I have to restart on Monday for the third time. It's free to restart because I haven't been able to code without needing someone's help. So he's got this boot camp he's restarted 3 times, okay? Even when I look on Stack Overflow for previous questions, I don't understand the explanation for the answer, or if I ask a question, no one answers it. I'm familiar with the term developers or professional Googlers, but it seems as if I can't even do that right. Any suggestions? So this is actually really good, Antoinette. I think that you think this is a bad thing, but the fact that you're facing these problems and that you're asking these honest questions and you're actually not skirting over not understanding something but restarting the boot camp 3 times, that's good. These are good indicators that you're going to succeed in software development and probably in life, right? Because most people, they just assume that everyone else gets it and they move on and they pretend to get it. And that's not what you're doing here. So this is a really good thing. So there's a lot of people in your boot camp that don't get it, right? You're not the only one. Now there's going to be some people that are going to get it because they have some previous experience, but the only way to get it, the only way to go through this process is to do what you're doing, right? You're asking questions. You don't even know what to Google yet. That's the problem, right? This is where expertise comes in, is it's not knowing everything, it's knowing what questions to ask, and it's knowing what terms to use. And as you get more familiar with programming and you get more familiar with software development in general, you're going to know what questions to ask and you're going to know what to Google, right? This is the key thing, because once you have that ability, what can't you solve, right? It's just that you don't even know how to phrase the question or what question to ask or how to make the search term. You don't even know what you don't know or what you're looking for, right? You can't describe it. You know there's something you're missing, but you don't know what the terminology is for it. And the only way that you're going to get that is through repeated exposure. And so going through this boot camp, going through the failure and not being able to understand the answers that people are giving you, this is all part of the process, right? I talk about trusting the process. Check out my shirt. If you want a good motivator, check out my Trust the Process shirt, where you can buy that and remind yourself. You know, sometimes I wear that shirt and I remind myself that I need to trust the process. And this is the process. This is honestly the process. Don't worry about the results right now. Just go through this process and have faith, you know, trust that if you continue to do this, you will get this stuff. I did some videos, I can't think of the name of them before, but I've talked about this many times, about how it'll just click, right, eventually, and suddenly it'll make sense and get it. I remember just in my own journey as a software developer, getting a subscription to a .NET magazine or Microsoft magazine called MSDN magazine. And I would pick up that magazine, and every week I would read it, and I wouldn't understand a damn word that they were saying. I would not get it. Just none of it made sense. What are they even talking about here? I'd look at the code examples, and I'd be like, I don't get it. I don't get how they jump from here to there. But I would do it. I'd go through it anyway, and I'd try to figure it out. And it would take me a long time to get through one article, and eventually I did get it. Eventually I did, and it started to click for me, and it just took some time of me reading, of me practicing, of me asking people questions when I didn't understand things, and eventually you do get it. So do what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing good, right? I mean, it doesn't feel like you are, but you are, right? You're being honest, okay? And that's the key. You can't learn anything if you're not honest. You know, there may be some problem. I'm not saying there's not any possible problems in the way that you're approaching things and learning. Maybe there's some of that. If you want some help with that, I do have a course called 10 Steps to Learn Anything Quickly. You can check that out. Go check that out if you want some help with, especially with self-teaching, self-education, which is a really important skill. But what I'm saying here is that you're generally doing the right thing, and you just have to trust and have faith and keep asking those questions. And eventually you're going to get more and more of it, and you're going to get to the point where you understand enough to be able to ask the right kind of questions. But when you don't understand something, you know, and this goes for all developers out there, don't be afraid. Like, your ignorance is ignorance, right? You can mask it and hide it from the world, but that doesn't benefit you anything. Or you can go through the little bit of pain or embarrassment, and most people don't judge you. Most people respect the fact that you don't understand something and you say you don't understand it, right? I respect when you say that. So ask the question. Say, hey, you know what? This may seem like a real basic thing, but I'm not getting it. Could you explain it to me like I'm a 2-year-old? Or you know, like, could you explain this because I'm not getting it? And if you constantly do that, you know, I've used this a lot in my career. I do it all the time. Even when I talk to other people of different professions, of photographers and dentists and doctors, I say, look, I want to understand this, so explain it to me, and they do, right? And then you gain that knowledge. But when you're just ignorant and you just pretend like, oh yeah, I get it, you don't gain any benefit there. So you're doing the right thing. Keep on going. Trust the process, and you'll get there. I promise you. It's going to happen. It's going to click, and one day you'll look back on this and you'll be like, wow, I can't believe I didn't know this. I can't believe that this was hard for me, and that's what will happen if you just keep on going. Just don't give up. All right, if you like this video, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you click that subscribe button below and click the bell to make sure that you don't miss any videos when they come out. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.